chicken sandwich. Baby, you're my Cincinnati. You're everything I need to get up and make myself dance. You're my morning glory, I love you every morning. You're my leather jacket, you always got my back. Yeah. You're my broken headphones, you know I'll always smash it because you're everything to me. Girl, you're my roller coaster. Girl, you're my chicken sandwich. Baby, you're my Cincinnati. You're everything I need to get up and dance. You're my catty vixen, always got the fixins. You're my feather boa, I love you even more. You're my bull machine, clung too hard to fling because you're everything to me. Girl, you're my roller coaster. Girl, you're my chicken sandwich. Baby, you're my Cincinnati. You're everything I need to get up and dance. Everything new I learned through you. Everything I see reminds me of. Girl, you're my roller coaster. Girl, you're my chicken sandwich. Baby, you're my Cincinnati. You're everything I need to get up and dance. Girl, you're my roller coaster. You're my chicken sandwich, my pirates. You're my Cincinnati. You're everything I need to get up and dance. You coming at me like a wild rally cat. My head's buzzing so I ain't even feel that. The neon lights have gone straight to my head. You asked me to repeat myself, but you already know what I said. Take a step back, you cool alligator. I tried to be friends, but you snuffed me at the cradle. Punch a sock and lock it, you don't own the table. You're about to learn first what they told you in my favor. Does the sky ever answer? Or are we just lost in the race? Or are we chasing those flickers in cold outer space? Boy, 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 coming for the king. Punching shadow demons till the tin cup rings. Boy, 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 you better get in line. All this trouble starts at your borderline. Boy, 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 coming for the king. Punching shadow demons till the tin cup rings. Boy, 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 you better get in line. All this trouble starts at your borderline. My head swimming from these crushed up sevens. 2 more drinks and I'll feel like heaven. All this talking that started my engines revving. I hope God doesn't keep suck it and lock it. You don't belong at my table. You're about to learn first what they told you in my fable. Does the sky ever answer? Or are we just lost in the race? Or are we chasing those flickers in cold outer space?
Turn it down. What's up, everybody? Happy hump day. What you doing out there? Hoping you're having a great time, a great day out there, out and about. I hope you're kicking some ass. Hope everything's going awesome for you guys today. Let me just jump down in the chat. We got Stan out there. We got Seashell, SoCal out there. We got Pat. We got who else we got out there? We got all kinds of people out there. We got people having a good day. Hope you're having a good day. We got James all the way over from England, all the way across the pond. James, what's going on today, bro? How you doing?
Just getting in close there so the ladies can admire. Look at that perfection. You'll never see perfection like this on Ministry of Dude. That has got to be the ugliest stream in the history of man. You know, I looked at them last night and I was like, can we get some paper bags for those fellas? Because it is rotten. Look, I'm rocking the Privé, Hitman, Don Johnson, Sonny Crockett's, baby. You know, and I've got the beanie on so there'll be no more hiccups with the earbuds.
No confusing. And then all the way down from Miami, we got Miami John. Miami John, what are you up to today? How you doing, bro? What's going on?
What's up, people? I'm doing well. I did my first stream back in like a year last night.
Fantastic.
Times.
Fantastic.
Covered the sham of a fucking State of the Union.
Yeah,
and,
we'll touch on that. Yeah, how was that?
Into all this stuff.
I know you got into it a little
bullshit,
bit.
Honestly. You know, basically, the only good thing he could say was gas prices are down. And then he brought out like a bunch of fucking veterans and gave awards, like just little optics wins like that, brought out the hockey team and whatnot. And then he fucking lied, pretty much. I ended like 12 wars and fucking... He was making up conflicts that I don't think really existed just to say he ended conflicts.
Wow.
It's kind of fucking crazy.
Yeah, so that's pretty wild, bro. For those people who don't know where you can find our main man, John over here, he's over here on Third Rail Podcast. He did his first one last night. There it is. Go check it out. I got it pulled up right there. We also got James Domenico Grabbin. There's his YouTube. Go check that out, of course, obviously. Then we got Ray Ray is Happy with the mugs. Go to my website, rayrayishappy.com. We got a whole bunch of fun little mugs going on right here. Go ahead and get after that. You know, I don't know, John, did you catch the Ministry of the Dude the other day? I don't know if you guys saw it. Did you guys see that last night?
No, I did not catch it.
James,
what did they say?
What happened with the Ministry of the Dude? I'm sure you caught it last night, James. What's going on?
Right there is the best mug on the internet. Look at that, ladies. Jawline. Perfection.
No, I mean, like, what happened to the Ministry of the Dude? Did you hear what they had to say? Of course, you had a little bit of beef with them. You kind of went back and forth. We made that fun short. And then what'd they say?
I saw that they had a scrappy little podcast, right? And they're like kind of up and coming. You know what I mean? They're kind of riding Mersh's coattails, right? You know what I mean? They're kind of like getting into all the Ethan Rouse, Scarlet stuff, and you know they're a plucky bunch, right? But I went into their chat and I was trying to give them a bit of rub, a bit of shine. You know, I feel sorry for them because they're not really surrounded by attractive, charismatic, smart people like myself. So I thought I'll go in there and give them a bit of shine, right? And they paid me no mind. They put me on the no mind list, right? They completely ignored me. They didn't put respect on my name. They disrespected me. Like, I don't usually go over to other people's podcasts and bless them. I'm like the Pope.
Yeah. Are you the Pope? Are you the podcast Pope? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I'm not the nose candy Pope. I'm like the Pope. You know what I'm saying? I went over there to bless them, give them a bit of shine, and they totally ignored me. And they talked about one of the people that I previously put in his place, Warfist. So bringing up Warfist is very annoying to me. Don't ever bring that prick up to me. He's dead to me. You know what I mean? Don't ever bring that guy up. So they start talking about Warfist and he's in his engagement to Dewey. So that annoys me. And I'm like, I start digging deeper and I look at these guys and I'm like, they got one guy, right? I think his name's Lyle, and he's from Argentina. No, no comprende español, mi amigo. You know, we speak English in America and the UK. I don't understand what you're saying. He's as good as useless. They want to bin him off. Then they got this geezer called Johnny Sprocket, right? And apparently everyone's scared of him because he's got this alter ego. Is he a cross-dresser Jabai or something? He's got this alter ego where he tries to take people down on the internet, and everyone's like really scared of him. And he's got like this look on him. He's like Jeff from American Dad. He's like, yeah, man, I'm married to Haley. You know,
No, I think you nailed him on that one because he admitted he kind of sounds like Jeff a little bit. So that was a pretty good zinger.
He's like this super cool, laid back stoner guy, and he talks about comic books, and he very rarely interjects, but when he does it in a very cool kind of manner. And I'm like, he's as good as useless. You might as well bin him off, right? And then who's the next one? You got On the John. Now, On the John, right? I do like On the John because he put some respect on my name. He went into the Nightwave chat, the people that are more like me, more on my level, like Mersh's level, proper level. And he was like shouting me out and bigging up my YouTube channel. And when I take down the Ministry of Dude, he will have a place at my side on Bruvs Unite. He's got a place to jump to. And then finally, who's the last one? Dr. Till, right? Now, I do feel bad about wanting to take down this man's podcast and ruining his income stream. But then I've seen his missus, right? His missus Hal is as fit as a butcher's dog, mate. She is fucking gorgeous, right? And she's had 4 kids. There isn't a woman alive that's had 4 kids that looks as good as her. So I don't feel sorry for him because he's going to have a lovely shoulder to cry on when I smash them to bits. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So they've all got to go, mate. They fucked with the wrong person, you know. If you step to me, I'll bite your fucking nose off.
Well, you wouldn't want a woman ugly as a box of frogs. Isn't that how you put it the other day? And for those who don't know, we're talking about the Dr. Till Ministry of Dude podcast. We got it right here. I actually popped on yesterday, and go follow those guys.
Judas.
No, I popped on to defend your honor, bro. I went on there to like say, hey, you know, James is a good guy. They even gave you the invite next time or some other time if you want to come on and show them what's up.
The great man, right? I can't express this enough, right? I try to tell everyone, right? I am too good looking. I am too charismatic, and I'm too hard to be going on all these little podcasts, right?
Yeah, you're too busy.
You know what I mean?
You're too busy.
I have not been on, right? You know, look, it's like Joe Rogan. Is that you, Joe Rogan? Fuck off, Joe Rogan.
Oh, is Joe Rogan calling you now, bro?
I told Joe Rogan was calling the other day, and I told him to fuck off. I said, fuck off, Rogan.
Yeah.
I'm not coming on your podcast. Do you think I'm going to come on a scrappy little pod, right?
Right.
I get inundated with offers to go on all these little gimmicky shows, and I'm like, mate, I've got my own thing going on. I don't need you. You will eventually need me. And, you know, you will need a place to come. And on the John, he's seen that he needs a life raft. These others, not so much, you know?
No, they're all good guys, bro. But we'll still bust their chops a little bit. And, you know, we'll send the Wrecking Ball James over there to kind of wreck house a little bit. So that was pretty funny. I liked a little bit of beef you have with those. What do you got there, John?
You know, you could tell James turned heel. He's all in black with the black beanie, the black shirt, the fucking black shades. If he had hair, it would be slicked back right now. I promise.
Oh yeah, bro. He's gonna take it out. He's gonna throw him some trouble for sure. But bro, I thought that was hilarious that you were giving him a hard time about that, and maybe they'll put some respect on your name now. What do you think about that, James? They'll probably do that, right?
I don't know. I'm just gonna like, I don't know. See, the thing now, I go in the chat and they're like, what was he calling me? Lyle. I can't understand him. Learn to speak English, my friend, right? Yeah. So Lyle, right? He's very like,
yeah, no,
I can't understand a word he's saying.
Kyle, bro. That's Kyle.
Lyle, aka Johnny Mumbles, right? So I can't understand a word he's saying. He was saying I look like Freddie Mercury and I look like a puff and all that. I'm like, dude, I've had more women than you've had dinners, right? You know what I mean? If I went to your you know, no, where are you? I don't know. Where in Argentina are you? I don't know. But if I went to one of your beaches in Argentina, mate, I'll be fucking inundated, mate. I tell you, like Warfish, right? Do you want to know the Warfish story, right? Everyone knows it, right? This guy, right? He got so nervous, right, about me existing, my mere presence online, even though that I live in England and he lives in some shithole in America, right? He got so annoyed by my existence that he proposed to his girlfriend,
Well,
his partner, Dewey, right?
isn't that what's
Because he
supposed
was
to
so
happen?
nervous, right? He was so nervous about my charisma. He was so nervous about our chemistry. And he sulked, right? This guy, right? Shall I tell you what this guy did? This guy, right? He was so nervous and wanted to take me down, right? And take my channel down. He grasped me up to the ADL. He grasped me up to Fox News, CNN, MSNBC. He called me, right? I don't know what you're allowed to say on it, but he called me Jew, K-word slur for Jew, N-word slur for black person. He kicked me out of his Discord. He tried to rubbish me in front of everyone. He tried to take me down because he was so nervous that my arms could stretch across the pond and steal
So
his girl
that's
away.
what you.
Because he
So
knows
is that
it's
what
true.
you think
But let
happened?
me tell you,
Did
right?
you make him
Yeah,
pop the
let me tell
question?
you. Yeah, that's what made him pop the question. And let me tell you something, right? Every time you're with Dewey and she closes her eyes, right, she's thinking about me, the ultimate male. She's thinking about anything other than you, bruv. She's thinking about me, mate.
Those could
I
be
made
shots
this
fired.
possible.
You're going to stir up some more drama with Warfist here, bro.
I made this possible for you. You exist because of me. I made your life possible. All your dreams came true because I came on the scene and lit a fire in Dewey that you couldn't. That's just the way it
Well,
goes.
people
bro.
are supposed to get married, though, right? We want the men to commit. We want the women to have a good home have kids. That's what's supposed to happen, right, James? Or no?
I sped up the process by about 10 years.
Miami John, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think James is making nuptials happen? You think he's helping people get married over here?
I think James definitely is. I think he is.
Oh no! You turn too. Oh man!
Hell yeah!
The mustache crew. Okay, well,
I mean, I've always been heel. I got the cigarettes.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Facts.
Cigarettes in the dark, gloomy lighting. Fuck yeah! I've always been.
That's the thing, though, right? One of the things that really annoys me about all this, to fall out about this, I never really cared for Warfist. He's one of these jealous partners, right? And let me tell you something. Let's take some advice from someone who knows something about women. Women really hate clingy men. They hate possessive men and they hate jealous men, right? And you are squeezing her way too tight because there's going to be plenty of other Jameses on your doorstep that don't live across the pond, mate. So my advice is treat her right. Tread a bit lightly. I wish you a long and happy life, a long and happy marriage, but it is down to me. I truly believe that. I sped up the process by 10 years, maybe 15 or 20 years. I don't know. Could be anything, right? But that's what I'm saying. And we had a really good thing, right? I lost a good online friend where we would have meme battles all day, but he got so jealous of our chemistry and my charisma that he put a stop to it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't trust this guy alone with Dewey. I tell you, I just
what are you
wouldn't
talking
trust
about?
him.
They're getting married. They're engaged, man. Come on now. I mean, like we got Mr. Jiki in the chat. Shout out to you. We got FOMO in the chat. She says, hello FOMO. Isn't that what's supposed to happen? I mean, you're supposed to get married. You're supposed to go on. You're supposed to do all these things. You don't think that he told her not to talk to you anymore, do you, James? I mean, that's kind of crazy.
Well, it went from being all day, every day, Mr. 24/7 to Mr. ain't getting nothing, never. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
It's like, how does he go from one extreme to, he put the needle in, didn't he? Because he's jealous. I understand that. He's jealous of the ultimate male.
Right. I mean, I don't know, bro. It's possible. It could happen. There's a crazier parasocial relationships out there on the internet that I see going on all the time where, also the other thing too is, what do you think about this?
Look, here he is, little Ethan Ralph. Look at him. I love you, Mummy Scarlett. Dance for me, piggy. Dance for me, piggy.
Yeah,
dance for me.
That's another one that's a little bit crazy is old Ethan Ralph, bro. Yeah, with his treatment. But before we go to Ethan Ralph, bro, now don't you think that this is just a kind of a parasocial thing, or do you think it's more than that? Do you really think that you impacted him popping the question so he could lock her down? I mean,
when it comes to women, I think I can move mountains.
Okay.
I think there is nothing that I can't do. And there's no one I can't be with. I'm that confident. I think if there's someone there and I want her, I can get her.
You can get it. Right. Now, do you think that like women have you said women don't like clingy men, but do you think that women kind of change who they want as they get older if they don't find a man? Do you think they want a man who gives them more attention, or are they always going to despise clingy men?
I think they're always going to despise clingy men if they're a woman who's good looking, who dresses right, who's got her own agency, maybe her own job, maybe her own life, maybe
Right,
her
right.
own opinions. The last thing she's going to want is a guy that stifles her. Say, like, from the art world, she doesn't want someone that's going to stifle her creativity, does she? She doesn't want someone that's going to put a block on her ambitions. You know what I
Well,
mean?
that's
She wants a masculine
I
man,
know,
but
but
with a light
what
touch.
kind of ambitions can women have realistically, though, right? I mean, this brings up
To
a
be
good.
with a guy like me, to be with a guy like me,
Oh,
that
so
is the ultimate
so
ambition.
relationship ambitions. That's what you're talking about primarily. Is
Yeah,
relationship ambitions.
relationship ambition.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, that's a funny thing that happened. We got the men's hockey team. I don't know if everybody saw this. I'm sure everybody's aware. We got the men's hockey team. They went ahead and they went to the White House today. They did the whole White House tour. Went to the big time State of the Union address. They did all that kind of stuff, which was awesome. And then we got the women here. I got to get this ad out of the way. Damn ad. Okay, we got the women over here, and they're saying that they don't want to go to the White House. Can you guys believe that? Like, why would the women hockey team turn down going to the White House for State of the Union? John, what are your thoughts on this? What the hell's going on with the women? What are they thinking?
We had the Olympics in Nazi Germany, and everyone was cool. It was just about the sports. And now the women's hockey team supposedly aren't going, even though Trump said they were going last night to the White House, that they couldn't make it to the State of the Union. I don't buy that because I see comments from the women's team saying they're not going. So he probably just lied about it.
Right.
I don't know why people, if you're invited to the White House, even if you don't like the fucking president, that's like an honor you shouldn't turn down. It's not about the person in office. It's about the office itself. Respect for the office. I just think it's just poor taste.
No, I
to not go.
Yeah, well, why would they not go? Why would they not do this? Who in the right? Isn't that the whole goal? Is to go to the White House? You win, and then in the past, everybody went to the White House. They got their faces put on the Wheaties box. They got a little medal from the president. Why would the women turn this down? What are your thoughts on this, John?
I think we're just too polarized as a society right now, where the people on the right, if Biden would have invited them to the White House, I think they would have gone anyway.
Yeah.
But the left is just so far gone that they, I don't think it's even just Trump. It could have been any Republican, even like someone inoffensive like Bush Sr., right? And they wouldn't have gone if we moved him to today, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Now
I just think we're that polarized. The left is that brainwashed, and it's just that's what it is now.
Real quick, we got Johnny Rockets with $10 shooting it in here. He's saying you will regret crossing the ministry, you guys. I think he's shouting that out to you, James. He's saying you're going to regret crossing the ministry. That's from Johnny Rocket over there. What do you got to say about that, James?
What is it they say, that the pen's mightier than the sword? Not in my case, mate. You will end up blocking me. You will all end up regretting it. And you all come crawling to me when you want to be on my stream, my podcast, the ultimate male, the ultimate man. There will be work for you if you apologize. Apologize to me sincerely. There'll be a place at my side. See, On the John's he's already leaving you. He's reaching out to me. Feelers. On the John's already on the. I'll tell you what On the John is. On the John's on the fence, mate, and he's about to jump over the fence and come over to our side.
You calling him on the fence?
You're down one man already, mate. On the fence, he's over the fence.
Yeah, you're calling him on the fence now? That's hilarious, bro. Yeah, we got On the John is on the fence now. Okay, so Johnny, you better watch out. He's going to cut another heel promo on you pretty soon, bro. But James, what are your thoughts on that? The women's hockey team turns down going to the White House, turns down the State of the Union. Is that okay? Is that like an insult? What do we got going on with that, James?
Well, I always say a man's got to know his limitations, and I've always been openly honest and said John's a much smarter man than me, and he's hit the nail on the head. So I'm going to give him his due credit because he's with me, and I won't lie. It's like politics has ruined sport, and entertainment has ruined sport. Netflix have come into boxing and they turned it into an entertainment freak show. We've got Mayweather Jr. Pacquiao 2. We've got old and fat Gina Carano versus punch drunk Ronda Rousey. We've got the Tyson Fury fight. Before that, we had Joshua and Paul. They've turned it into an entertainment business. If you watch the NFL, it's not the players on the field, it's which pop star they're dating. And when it comes to this Trump derangement syndrome that still exists, it's like it's very screwy, but it still exists. They won't go because politics has rotted their brain. Extreme left-wing politics has rotted their brain, and they can't see it for what it is. Like John says, it's an honor to go to the White House. You go to the White House. You play the ball, not the man. It doesn't matter who's president. I tell you, I'm about as right-wing as it gets. But if I was invited to 10 Downing Street and they were going to bestow an honour upon me, and it was someone from the Labour Party, the Liberal Democrats, the Green Party, I would go there with my family. We would enjoy the honour. I would be humble. I would be pleasant, and I would be civil and say thank you, for honouring us and recognising our great achievement. That's how I am, because I'm not a head case. I'm not a mental case. No, I'm not an idiot. You know what I mean? It's an honor. You go.
Yeah, it's an honor. Like
back
back in the day, we used to give these people the Wheaties box, right? Like Jack Hughes, the guy who got his teeth knocked out. That would be up on the Wheaties box. That would be something that you would put up as a poster when you were a kid all over your room, saying that represents us. That's America. Shouldn't they go to the White House? I mean, that's the president. You shouldn't, turn up your nose. You should go ahead and get the honor, right? John, what do you think about that? Shouldn't your solidarity with your country outweigh the politics? I mean, don't join the American team if you're not going to go to the White House. What do you think, John?
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, you're gonna go compete for the country, but then not be honored by the country. It seems kind of counterintuitive, right?
It seems retarded, bro. Like if you're gonna be an American,
I was trying to be nice, all right.
No, if you're gonna be an American, bro, you wear that red, white, and blue, right? You don't sit there and what was that? There's that figure skater. She was an American figure skater, and she went and she competed for China or whatever, and everybody was like, "What the hell? What's that all about?" I
didn't even know about that.
Yeah, she was
That's
raised
crazy.
in America. Her parents are from China. She trained in America, and then she got approached by China, and then she went and skated for China. And even the same girl who won the gold medal, the figure skating medal in America, the one with the raccoon hair, she was even approached by China to court it to go. So it's kind of like what James is saying. They're ruining sports by fixing everything. It has become entertainment now.
No one can say probably that they hate government as much as I do.
Yeah.
But you can love your country and hate your government. They're not mutually exclusive. And taking that honor of being, praised by your president, even if you fucking hate your president, is still an honor for that you're receiving from the country. Like it's retarded. Like
turning down the president to go to the White House is the same thing as like snubbing all the Americans that you're representing. That's our president, our White House.
You're basically saying fuck you to 50% of the country, roughly.
Well, yeah, and then you should be representing it, and so that's one of the perks. Might as well not even get might as well not get your gold medal.
You do know that. Yeah, but you do know who doesn't help the situation? It's all the left-wing journalists that have come into sports media. If you look at sports media now, no one talks about what goes on the field, right? They always talk about what goes on off the field. And we have journalists with agendas. This was probably the most political Winter Olympics I've ever seen. It was all about, from an American perspective, and I'm on the outside looking in, so I'm English.
Right.
To me, it was all about ice. They kept asking them questions about ice. They kept asking them questions about Donald Trump. And they kept saying to them, how do you feel representing America at this Winter Olympics? And they would always say, I don't really feel like I'm representing America. I feel like I'm representing myself. I feel like I'm representing my teammates. And I feel like I'm representing the foundation or institution that my specific sport, the governing body. I feel like I'm representing those guys who've been with me for the last 4 years. Because if you look at a lot of the journalists that have come into politics, and if you look at a lot of the journalists that have come into sports journalism, they're women with agendas. They're LGBTQIA plus alphabet mafia people with agendas. They don't care about the sport. They care about the optics outside. So if you have someone that says something that can be deemed racist or deemed homophobic, or if you've got someone who's a Republican who supports ICE, they either don't say anything or they get pilloried.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you never get the counter argument.
Right.
All you get is the people that go out there and say, I hate Trump. I hate ICE. I'm not doing this for America. I'm doing this for my family.
But here's
my
the
friends,
thing:
blah, 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 blah,
what
blah.
flag are you competing under? Right? They can say whatever they want to say. They're not competing under the LGBTQ flag. They're not competing under the socialist. They're competing under the American flag. They're using the programs like take for example Jared. Hillbilly Harry's son. He's a great example. He's out there. He's going for the Olympics in 2028, I think it is, for judo. He's competing under the American flag. He's not competing under the Jared flag or the Republican flag, the Democrat flag. It's the American flag. Why are they trying to destroy everything and separate? I saw what you're talking about, James, because I saw the news people. They said after the American hockey team won that they disrespected the culture moment or something like that. It's like, fuck you guys. It's not about the culture moment. It's about the fact that these guys won the gold medal.
Yeah, John would know about this because he's Mr. Politics, so he's probably better to swing it over after I said. But old Cash Patel went in there, didn't he?
Oh,
Mr.
my God,
India,
bro.
Oh, God.
He downed the beer. He downed the beer, didn't he? It took God, mate. It was a bottle of beer. It took him about 12 hours to down a bottle of beer. What the fuck's he doing? Not a drinker, right? But it took him 12 hours to down a bottle of beer. But everyone started going. They politicized it because he's a Republican and it's Cash Patel. I'm like, fucking hell, bruv. You've had the entire left-wing media politicize the Winter Olympics from day one, going on about Trump, going on about ICE, talking about everything but the sport and their sporting achievement. And you get Cash Patel who walks in and downs a beer, and suddenly it's the worst offense that's ever happened.
That was the worst optics I've ever seen. And also, an aside for everybody, the YouTube chat's being kind of funny. It's not really coming through to me. So if you're chatting, I might see it, I might not see it. Just letting you guys know. It might turn up, might not turn up. But John, what were your thoughts on Cash Patel, bro? He's like he swooped in there like a clout chasing motherfucker to gobble up that shine to try to get that fame. When what business did he have there at all anyway, man?
None. Spending millions and millions of dollars in the security and the flight that he has to take over there.
Exactly, the flight, the security.
And it's like
everything.
You're not arresting these Epstein people, but you're here partying with the hockey team.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, you're like an Indian American. Do you really care about hockey?
Facts, bro.
I don't know.
If it was cricket,
I don't buy that.
If it was cricket, maybe, right. But yeah, why did they
he
put the
looks
goal?
like the nerdy kid that got invited out with all his cool friends.
Right.
And had his first taste of beer.
He did.
And probably a whole lot of cocaine.
He did. And then he's like the first, and then they put that gold medal around his neck, bro. That drove me crazy. I was like, get that motherfucker out of there.
Do you remember that Salt Bay guy that was popular for about 10 minutes?
Oh, yeah, Salt Bay.
Did you see what happened to him with the World Cup?
I saw that. Why don't you tell everybody, John?
This is what reminded me of. So Salt Bay got kicked out of all FIFA events, I believe, because he went out. He had his 5 minutes of internet fame. He thought he was Mr. Popular, and he went out and started taking pictures with the World Cup, and he ran out on the field. He was all over the place, and FIFA just said, "No, fuck you, you're banned forever."
Didn't he walk up to somebody famous like Messi or Ronaldo or somebody like that and try to hug him or something?
Yeah, and he grabbed the actual
he grabbed the World Cup. Yeah, the trophy.
Yeah,
bro.
That's what it reminded me of with Cash Patel.
Bro, that was so wild. And like the fact that he would have like the hubris to go ahead and like approach that and to try to seize that moment for himself. Oh, man, it was like cringe to the max, bro.
Yeah, it was awful. And the only reason, look, he had no business being there, just period.
Facts.
But they're not going to, even if they were not in agreement with him being there and didn't want him there, He's the fucking FBI director. What are they gonna tell him?
They can't tell him
Get
nothing.
out of here. They can't tell him shit.
They can't tell him anything.
So it's all bullshit. It was stupid. It was a bad look, especially considering how unpopular he already is.
Yeah.
And
I was gonna say, John, do people even care about the Olympics anymore? I mean, like, do you remember?
I don't think so.
Like
I really don't.
Even like 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 12 years ago, we would have like, you know, there was a big deal to get the Olympic Happy Meal at McDonald's, or you had all these promotional things. You know, I remember I bought like in the Summer Olympics, I bought some soccer, American USA soccer shorts and jerseys, and everybody at the bar would wear them and stuff like that. This was pre-pandemic, of course. After the pandemic, everything changed. But there's no more. I mean, like the magazine cover. Like, did you see the magazine cover Time put up? It was of of the girl who won some sort of something instead of the USA American hockey team. I was like, put the hockey team on the cover, bro. It's like so anti everybody. I'll see if I can find it, John.
I didn't see it,
but
I'm pulling it up now.
I'll pull it up. I'll see if I can find it and pull it up. But James, you know, is it relevant over there in UK? Do people in England care about the Winter Olympics? I mean, has England ever been good at the Winter Olympics? What are your thoughts, James?
I'll get on to that, but I've just got to say, Cash Patel's got more important things to concentrate on, and that's taking out Ethan Ralph in Mexico. You got to get on it, man. You got rid of El Mencho, El Dedo. Now you got to get rid of the scourge of Mexico, Ethan Ralph. So get on it, Cash.
Yeah.
But no, we were talking about it right over here, and everyone on the news was saying this is our best Winter Olympics team ever. We're in for all these medals, and I think we finished fourth about 5 or 6 times. You know what I mean? It doesn't really get a lot of play in this country because we're not really big winter in sports enthusiasts.
Yeah.
We're good at the one, you know, the tea tray. You know the tea tray where it goes down where they go on that little tray and they go down the slope.
Yeah,
We're good at that one. You know, I think we won a gold in that, but other than that, it's not really. I was thinking, isn't X Games bigger than fucking Winter Olympics? Because you've got a lot of X Games. You've got a lot of X Games stuff, really, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's all these fucking snowboarder type people or whatever. It's just like we don't really have it over here. We don't have no place for it. It's probably bigger in Europe.
Do you remember that last Olympics over there in Europe? I think it was in Paris, where they had Snoop Dogg come over there and they paid him $8 million to like go to all the little events and do his little Snoop Dogg thing or whatever. It's such bullshit, bro.
He's such an industry plant, man, I tell you. He was on the news today, right? He's bought into Swansea Football Club, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking, why would a rapper, buy into Swansea Football Club in Wales, which is so niche, when he could have invested in my club, Crystal Palace, right? That's in South London, the hub of the black community, where drill rap was originated, where Stormzy and Skepta come from, where you would be so popular. What's he doing in Wales, right? And then I looked at their club shop, right? And it's wall-to-wall Snoop Dogg merchandise.
Yes.
He's just bought into that club so we can flog his merchandise.
That's all it's all about.
He's not going to. It's just all it is.
He's buying.
It's like
he's buying distribution.
It's ruining.
He's buying distribution. That's what's happened with all the sports. Here, I'm going to pull up that cover for people to see. This is it. Aileen Gu. She's a freestyle skier on Time magazine. It's saying that the freestyle skier's taken the world by storm. No, she's not, bro. The people taking the world by storm are the USA hockey team, bro. It's the guy with the chipped tooth. It's the brothers, the Hughes brothers.
But did you see some of the Democrats didn't get up? John would know this because he watched the State of the Union. Some of them sat on their hands, didn't they? And it's so polarizing that they wouldn't even get up and clap your team, right? Just because you're a Democrat and just because you've got that mental illness, you don't stop being an American.
Right.
You like to tell us, like all the Somalians, all the Africans, all the Muslims like to tell us, and the Indians like to tell us that they're American or they're English, right? Well, then when you have an achievement, right, you get off your fucking ass and you clap.
Right.
Because they won the gold medal for you and they beat a nation which is their national sport, right?
Facts.
And I'm telling you, right, if Canada had won, every left-wing American would have been cheering their ass off. They would have rubbed it in the Americans' face. They would have rubbed it in Trump's face because every Democrat, right, was cheering for Canada in that final.
Well,
guaranteed.
I definitely think this is a polarizing event. I think that a lot of people, and that's why I'm asking this question, are men back? That's my question today. We see what the men's hockey team did. And I think every man in America says, hell yeah, let's fucking go. And we see that guy, he got his tooth knocked out and he still went for it. The other guy, they all competed and everything like that. They all blood, sweat, and tears, man. They worked their asses off to win. John, it's so polarizing now. Are people waking up? Are people seeing this? Is it finally the tide turning? Is that what's going on? Are men back? Are we wanting to get masculinity back in America now? What are your thoughts, John?
I don't know. I think that there's a small subset of people who do, and a lot of people who don't. So it's hard to say. Like the whole right wing says, oh yeah, men, right? But then they can't even stand up to Trump when he does bad shit. So
Yeah. Now,
are they really about men coming back? And what James was saying about how the Democrats sit on their hands for 99% of the stuff Trump said. The only thing that I remember they all got up for was a couple of the veterans that got awarded medals. They stood up for. Other than that, it was like they kind of just sat down for everything.
Well, I saw some of them didn't even stand up for the parents of that young lady who got murdered on the bus.
Oh no, most of them didn't, which is crazy.
Bro, it's and then
they claim to care about immigrants, right?
Who's the old black dude over there with the sign? What's his name? The old black dude that's always got his signs. Who the fuck is that guy?
I don't know. He held up that sign, and what did it say? It said, "Blacks are not apes," or something like that. I believe. Did you see that, John? He held up the sign that said, "Blacks are not apes." I'll see if I can't find that real quick.
I missed that one. I watched the whole thing last night on stream, so I don't know
how I missed that. It's just a circus, isn't it? Everything is about optics, right? They all want their little 5 minutes, don't they? If I do this, I'm gonna get online or I'm gonna get on TV. None of these people are serious. There's no fucking serious people anymore in politics.
What are you bringing?
It's all pantomimic theater.
What are you bringing a sign to a State of the Union address for, as if it's like some WWE event, right?
It's bullshit, isn't it? It's like, I want to get on TV. Hey, Mum, look. Mum.
Yeah.
That's what that guy's like. He's not a serious person. He's just another race-baiting old fuck, right? It's like what happened with this John Davidson. I've spent all week having the time of my life rubbing black people's noses in it with Tourette's.
Yeah.
It's been the highlight of my week. Any black person that pipes up, I'm like, you are as thick as pig shit that you don't understand that ticks are involuntary.
Yeah, it was Representative Green. He said that he held up this sign and said black people aren't apes. Can you believe that? I mean, why the hell would you even do that? That's crazy. And then did you see?
Why would you do it looking like that though? Right?
Yeah. and then you see. Yeah, I mean that's pretty wild. Then you see.
He looks pretty ape-like, man.
Well, I saw Ilhan Omar. She was yelling at the president during his speech, bro. I mean, what is this? A black movie?
She should be deported.
Well, no, what is this? A black movie theater all of a sudden where you can just yell during the middle of the movie? I'm like, what the hell's going on, bro?
Yeah, there's no such thing as decorum anymore.
Yeah, what happened?
It's all gone.
Yeah, what's going on with all that? That's what happens when you give, when you see women and they keep growing and they get more and more influence, it starts to break down. You get all this crazy stuff to happen. You get all these fractionalized, these marginalized groups asserting their opinions that are fucking retarded. And then you get a breakdown of structure. I know you watched it last night, John, the State of the Union with Trump. What was some of the most memorable moments that stood out to you?
Honestly, it was just all the fucking bullshit. It was just little optics wins that he was bringing out. There was the only good thing that he could point to that he did was that the gas prices are lower. That was it.
Yeah.
And then he said all this stuff about I've ended 8 wars or some shit. It's like he named Iran as one, which is stupid because we're about to go invade them again.
We're about to go to war, yeah.
If anyone's paying attention. He started the thing in Venezuela. He didn't mention anything about Venezuela on that part.
What about Mexico? Did he mention anything about Mexico?
No.
What about Erica Kirk? Did you see her trying to cry last night?
Oh, yeah. I was wondering where her pyro was.
No tears, bro. Yeah.
I was looking for the pyro and the glitter dress.
Yeah, the fireworks behind her. And did you see how
that was the dress she should have worn for the Charlie Kirk Memorial, the all black, right?
Yeah, I mean, she finally's dressing like she's in mourning. But did you see her sitting next to the parents of that Irene, the girl who got murdered on the bus? And the parents were devastated. And she kept oh, God bless you. God bless you. I was just like, bro, I can't watch that. It's too theatrical.
I can't stand that cunt.
Yeah, and then she's like, buy my merch, like James was talking about with Snoop Dogg. It's all just a, like distribution to buy more merch, man. So it was hard for me. Like I popped in and out every once in a while watching.
Everyone buy Ray's mugs.
Yeah.
Buy everyone a Ray's mugs, guys.
Yeah, buy my mugs. Let me pull that up one more time. Buy my mugs here in a minute. But no, 100%. Buy the mugs. Buy the merch. I'm gonna make more merch coming out here. We got the Saint Merch mug. We get the Kittens mug. We got all the mugs. I'm gonna have to make the other guys some mugs too. I got a whole bunch more designs coming out, and I'm working on some other stuff. I'm getting the website upgraded and all that. But buy the merch. Okay, no, but back to what I was saying about how these motherfuckers are just trying to sell merch, bro. Can you believe that? The hypocrisy of it all. The hypocrisy. They're a bunch of grifters, man. They're a bunch of grifters, bro. Yeah, that was crazy. And then I saw that the American hockey team came into the State of the Union. It was kind of like a little bit like a circus, more than a speech. Would you say, John?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. It was just all bad. I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed it because I was streaming it and I had a lively chat. Thanks, shout out to my people at Third Railify who rated me, and I was having fun with the chat.
No, that's good.
The fucking stream was the State of the Union itself was bad. It was just bad. I just had to keep pausing it to just comment on all the bullshit because it was all just like, oh well, we have this guy who I'm gonna give an award to now, yay, and nothing of substance. He talked about the inflation numbers. Inflation's at 0. First of all, it's never at 0. Yeah. Second of all, inflation is like a stupid bullshit number that they make up that they don't even account for things in the ratios that they should be. Like, for instance, rent, right?
Right.
Rent, according to inflation, is 20% of the inflation number, when for most people, it's at least half of your income.
Yeah.
For most people, minimum half. For some people, it's way more. So when they calculate inflation numbers, that the calculation itself is bullshit. Second of all, inflation, let's just pretend he's right and it's 0 right now. Okay, but what about the 20, 30% it went up? And that's just according to the fudged numbers under Biden.
Bro, I don't believe any of these numbers.
That doesn't go away.
They said
no, they're all fake.
They said there was no Epstein files, and then there wasn't a list. Then they gave out binders. Then there was no list. Pam Bondi said no list ever existed. Now all of a sudden we get 6 million documents released.
Kash Patel in front of Congress said he trafficked. The only evidence we have is that he trafficked underage women to himself.
Yeah. So how can we believe anything the government says anymore?
We can't. And Kash Patel should go to jail forever. Yeah, lock him up, throw away the key.
I agree with that. I mean, he had his last party in the locker room, as far as I'm concerned. Now, one of the other things I wanted to bring up is, of course, we got Tyler Oliveira. And if you guys don't know who Tyler Oliveira is, it's time you kind of figured it out. We got Tyler Oliveira right here. Of course, he's one of the guys. He went to the Poop Festival in India. I don't know why my little window's doing that, but he went to the Poop Festival in India. He went to, let me see if I can't fix that. There we go. There we go. All right. He went to the Poop Festival in India. He went to, he did some more of the scammers and all that kind of stuff, the corruption. And he just went to New Jersey's Lakewood and talked about the Hasidic Jews and everything that they're doing. Here's his YouTube channel, Tyler Oliveira. Go give him a follow. Go watch this. This is the latest, greatest. It's like taking the YouTube by storm right now. And he got kicked off of his YouTube. I mean, and not his YouTube, but he got demonetized. Okay, his audio. Okay, good catch. I gotta fix that real quick. Let me get rid of that. Let me fix it really quick. Good catch there, especially because I can't see the chat for some reason. YouTube's been having trouble with chat. So let me get that audio back up and get it fixed before we go into this Tyler Oliveira talk about all that stuff. I think, are we back now? Can you say something real quick, John?
Yeah, can you hear me? Am I coming through?
Yeah, you're coming through now. I think you're pretty good now.
Okay.
All right, I think we got John back. Now, we were talking about Tyler Oliveira. We were talking about how he was talking about Lakewood in New Jersey, okay? And how they were talking about the Hasidic Jews and how they're moving in, how they're taking over, how they're basically running everything off of the loopholes and the what would you call it, John? Would you call it fraud? What would you call it in the?
It's definitely got to be fraud, right? I mean, if it's not fraud, it's definitely loophole manipulation.
On the same,
I don't know exactly what they're doing, but
it's on the same
can't
level of what was going on in Minnesota with the Somalians, right? They're moving as a block. They're setting up these little businesses within themselves. They're taking advantage of, all of this food stamps, welfare programs, social welfare programs, all of that kind of stuff that allows people to have a whole bunch of kids and have the government pay for it. They're having up to 20 kids per person. Then they're moving in as blocks and taking over whole groups of the city, of the town, and it's
living
going wild.
off of welfare to like study the Torah, apparently.
Well, yeah. Then they're lobbying and they're getting all these giant yeshivas and all of these shoals put into their, and that's shoals are schools. Yeshivas are learning institutes for Jewish people. Which there's nothing wrong with that, but you shouldn't use the tax base in order to do it. They're finding these loopholes, they're making it happen, and Tyler's pointing it out, and he's getting backlash for it. He's getting his money crunched. James, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, that doesn't seem fair. He's just being a reporter. Isn't that what reporters are supposed to do?
Yeah, well, I was same thing I was saying with this like Say Cheese Media guy in Croydon. He was just going around my old stomping ground, and he was pointing out that like London Road in Croydon and Derby Road has been turned into ghettos. And it doesn't matter whether it's Jews, whether it's Muslims, or whether it's people from India. They're pitching up their tent. They're taking over the street. They're taking over the housing. They're putting in, it's basically they've changed what was our way of life, as in the English people, and then turn it into their way of life. So it'll be their butchers, their bakers, their candlestick makers. And they're basically the total ruination of the high street. And they assaulted Say Cheese Media. The black girls beat him up. He couldn't fight back because they were women. And then they lied and said he'd struck them. And then all the fellas piled in and tried to do him a mischief. And I don't mean to be rude or nothing, but everyone's carrying a blade in Croydon. Usually they're carrying zombie knives or machetes.
Wow.
So this guy could have been killed. This guy could have been fucking killed.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, the least of your worries these days is taking down your YouTube channel. Most of the people in my area, my old area, not my area I live now, they would take your life.
Yeah.
These people are batshit crazy, and I hate it. This is what we like circling back to earlier. This is my problem with Ilhan Omar. I would do, if I was Donald Trump, I would move heaven and earth to deport Ilhan Omar and her ilk, because I see her behavior as treason. She is coming, right? She's built a community. She's got rid of the old community, and she's like using whatever, like NGOs or whatever, to bring over all her Somali pals, aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters. And she's basically turned something, an area that was ghost white, like you or me or John, and she's turned it into a Somali ghetto.
Yeah.
And they turn it into a Jewish ghetto, an Indian ghetto, whatever ghetto you want to say, a Muslim ghetto. That's what they do. They come into the country and they take it over from the outside and in, and then they just bring over all their fucking family.
Well, yeah,
it's sick.
It's the truth. They're used to these lower lifestyle standards, so they move in, they get the lower lifestyle standards, and then they bleed off the tax base and the revenue from the higher lifestyle until the lifestyle goes down to meet where they're what they're used to. They don't come in and then integrate and then contribute to raise the lifestyle.
They don't lift it up, do they?
No.
They don't lift up a community.
No.
They don't lift up a community. What these people do, they tear down communities, good communities. They tear down traditions. They tear down families. And when you see it, it looks like the biggest hovel dump you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Basically, they leave a third world shithole and turn our countries into third world shitholes.
Right. Now,
that's what they do.
Now, I think about it now, James, think about it in terms of like the mafia. You know about gangs, you know about the mafia. Now, think for a minute, if you have a mafia go into a high trust society, the mafia is going to have all kinds of success, right? But say, for example, you have a mafia go into another society that's all mafia. They won't have any success. That's kind of what's going on here. You're taking a mafia from other countries where they're used to being scammers, and you're putting it in a situation, in a country, a high trust society where, we contribute, we want to contribute, but they come in and they want to take pieces for themselves. And they say, well, well, those are the rules. I can do it. You can't stop me. Change the laws then. And then they go and they themselves go and they try to legislate new laws so that you can't do anything about it. They call you like anti-Semitic. They call you racist. They call you, you're against the Indians. You're against the Somalians. And then they bunch up in a group and they go and coordinate against anybody speaking up. Is that how you see it, James?
Yeah, well, if you go to Italy and you go to Naples, there is a housing estate that used to exist, but it's being knocked down now. It's called the Lavella Housing Estate, right? And it's the basis for the greatest TV show that ever existed, Gomorrah. I would recommend it to everyone. You should go and watch it, right? And like you said, within the Lavella, you had lots of small gangs vying to be top of the tree. So they kind of had a hierarchy where they would take care of their own. There was no one who would like rise above. They were all living within each other and they were all criminals and they're all fighting amongst each other for dominance. But like you said, if you bring like a fucking cartel, a mafia, a huge group of immigrants, they will come in and sweep you away because you are opening and accommodating and you want to be seen to do the right thing. And you think, if I show them kindness, if I show them accommodation, we can all live kumbaya. And that isn't how it works, because with the help of the government, they are just going to swallow you whole.
Yeah.
The government are going to give them money. The government are going to give them jobs. They're going to give them anything they want, jobs that they don't even turn up to and still take pay.
Yeah.
That's how it works. You know what I mean? And they're going to be government helped and government aided to completely take over an area, then take over a town, a village, a city, a community, a country. That's what's happening in England. I see it. North, south, west, east. That we're just, the white community is being eaten alive. The religion, Church of England. Today, the new head of the Church of England, right? What was she doing? She never mentioned anything about Shrove Tuesday. She never mentioned anything about Ash Wednesday. She hasn't spoken about Lent. Today, she was talking about Ramadan.
Yeah.
They've even co-opted the Christians to push up the Islamic faith.
Yeah, no, that's 100% true. And like, it's all about talking about Ramadan. It's all talking about, we had Sneeko and his group doing a big Ramadan prayer in Times Square. Then the week after that, you had a bunch of Jewish, organization doing a big Jewish prayer in Times Square. But I'm not seeing any of the other cultures do that. I'm not seeing them allow Christians to do that or other groups of people to do that. John, I wanted to ask you, if you have a group of scammers, don't they need producers? Like, how can you scam a society if there are no producers? So don't they turn the producers into their slaves, basically?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, isn't it? Like, it's the whole welfare thing. Like, I understand why people want welfare in case people fall on hard times and can't fend for themselves. You fucking get into a horrible wreck. And yeah, I understand the philosophy behind it, but you just create a system that people are going to take advantage of. And that's what happens. You get scammers who take advantage of it. And then after a while, like if it keeps going long enough, which by now it's definitely gone long enough because we're 42 trillion in debt, the system's got to break at some point, right?
Well, do you think the debt's even real? See, I don't even think the debt's real. I think the debt's just a psychological tactic to try to oppress people and make them feel like it's their fault. One of the things I think about often is the fact that, that whole, what was that? That little story about the goose and the golden egg, the fairy tale about how there's a goose with a golden egg and you keep feeding the goose so it keeps laying golden eggs, and you don't kill the goose that, lays the golden eggs, because then you won't have any more golden eggs, right? But it seems like these people are just coming in and slaughtering everything. And they don't care. They're doing it without, they don't care at all. And what's going on? Is that a signal that America has hit that tipping point? Or what are your thoughts on that, John? You said earlier that you don't think that men are coming back. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think we're well beyond the tipping point as far as that all that goes. The debt isn't real in the sense that it's all printed, made up money. But it's real in the sense that our government owes that to the banks, right? That printed the money.
No, I don't think it's real. I don't even think
whatnot.
I don't even think that's real. I think that's
So what
all.
do you think it is?
I think it's a psyop. If you look at how much fraud, how much are American workers losing in fraud, I bet it outweighs the debt easily. The other thing too is like, with all these concepts like fractional lending where they create money out of thin air, things like that. How can you have a contract that you can be held to? That's why I say that the national debt is just a psyop. With that big national debt counter that counts it down and makes us all think that we better pay our taxes, we better balance the books. I think that's
I'm in favor of us just defaulting on it and saying "fuck you, come take it."
Yeah, what banks would we default on if that happened?
Well, it would be the Federal Reserve Bank. It would be, I know China. We owe a lot of debt to China. I'm not sure what else. That's the problem. That's why we need to bring manufacturing back.
Well, here's the question about
if we default on China, then they stop sending us shit.
No, who cares?
And
China,
we don't have, I don't care.
Their books are cooked anyway. Everything they do is a fraud. Their GDP is 100% fraudulent. Everything that China does, and I don't know why Americans swallow the the information that China gives us based upon their stock market, their GDP, their production. China is the most corrupt place possibly in the world. None of their figures are accurate. So when we say that, we sold them all of our debt, well, we also gave them all of their manufacturing. If we remove the manufacturing, we take away their access to the biggest market in the world. So I don't understand what's going on. I think what's going on really is that individual groups outside of the government use this to enrich themselves, to control the traffic, to control the supply chain. What are your thoughts, John?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the supply chain is controlled. Right now, it is controlled by China, unfortunately. Like, we're kind of stuck with them for better or for worse, which I say is for worse. But we need to get off of that.
Well,
dependency for sure.
You're aware that like Foxconn, the number one maker of iPhones, moved out of China. Everybody's moving out of China.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, everybody's
Where'd
moving
they
out
move
of China.
to?
India. Foxconn's moving to India.
Same difference.
They're moving to Vietnam, Micronesia, the Philippines, Thailand. Everybody's leaving. All of the main manufacturing is leaving China to move it to Southeast Asia.
I hadn't heard about that. I know India was starting to build up manufacturing for stuff to try and help us get off of China. But I don't even know how that works.
No,
it's like they're part of the BRICS nations. So like, why would they be trying to help us?
Well, they're trying to
I don't buy it.
They're trying to disentangle so we can have that war. I think that's the whole gimmick here. They want to make a multipolarity world order. That's what the World Economic Forum said. It'll be basically a bunch of nations that contribute their infrastructure and their finance into like a basket that then is the digital currency of the world, and you can like interchange all of that in this basket. They want to remove the SWIFT system. If people don't know what the SWIFT system is, that's the American-based system about international banking and how we wire money to and from, and basically America controls that. They want to replace that. They want to take that away so that America doesn't have a hegemony anymore. And America's participating in this. America's trying to do this. What are your thoughts, John?
Yeah, I mean, our politicians are all bought and paid for by those, larger. You can't really call them secret societies because they're not secret anymore. But like the Bilderbergers, the Trilateral Commission, the Club of Rome, all those organizations that pull the strings behind the scenes, World Economic Forum and all that. So yeah, I mean, all of our politicians are all bought into that shit because they're sponsored and paid for by it, including, the Zionist lobby and all that. It's all one big group, and we're not in it. One big club, like Carlin said.
Well, and I think that echoes what happened to Tyler Oliveira with him getting demonetized and then getting his Patreon taken away. I think he has a new website that he's trying to scramble and get up there. But then that doesn't that say something about all of us, James? If we can't make money freely, if we have to always watch what we say, that might ruin our lifestyle or our livelihood. Like I know people who have been on YouTube for 10 years that get demonetized because they said one thing wrong. Like what the hell is that all about? And that does not bode well for the future, does it, James?
Yeah, well, my boy Chad on X, he's a big supporter of mine. He always gives me likes, always shouts me out. Big fan. I like him. He's a good lad. He was pulling me up because I wouldn't say the N word, and I was like, mate, you don't understand. If you've watched me on stream or you watch my videos, I'm not the kind of guy to hold back. But you have to understand that I'm under the shackles of the online safety bill. You know what I mean? I have to watch my P's and Q's. It isn't just I will get demonetized. I could lose my liberty.
Yeah.
I could go to prison for some of the things I say. I'm always like, I'm not anticipating a knock at the door, but it's always possible. It only takes one or two. It literally takes one person to put the needle in with me, bubble me, grass me up. And there's plenty of online grasses out there, and then I'm fucked. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I lose my liberty forever. It's more than like I lose my channel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I can't say certain things like on here. I couldn't say the N word, could I?
No.
I don't like saying the N word. It annoys me because there's someone with their finger and their thumb on me
Yeah.
saying what I can and can't say, what I can and can't do. And I don't like that.
Well,
But I have to play within these rules because we now have a government that seems hell bent on taking down Elon Musk and X. They've already found Reddit this week. They found Reddit 14 million. You know what I mean? And Reddit's nothing. They want to go after the big fish. They're using the small fish to go after the big fish.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you,
Well,
I'm kind of shackled, mate.
Well,
I'm telling you.
well, that's why it was such a big deal when Warfist started trying to post all these other people to come after you, like the ADL and everybody. That's a big, like they could
Fox
literally.
News, CNN, MSNBC, making out, right? This is the thing. This is how stupid this guy is, right? He's using anti-Semitic slurs to say that I'm anti-Semitic, but he's the one using them, mate. I mean, work it out. You know what I mean? This is the type of people that I'm dealing with. And, there's plenty of people online that are going to like me. But I tell you, and John knows this, there's going to be way more that hate me because no one likes a confident guy. No one likes an alpha male type. No one likes someone who says it as it is. No one likes someone who wants to buck the system, challenge the system. And that's me in a nutshell. With these streams, right, there's been a lot of streamers, and I know Ray likes some of them, and I know John likes some of them. I don't like any of you fuckers. Let me get that straight. I like Mersh.
Yeah.
I like Mersh, right? I feel like Mersh is a real kindred spirit. I like him. And I would go on Nightwave, and I would have no qualms. If he asked me, I'd go on. But like these people, like they promise you the earth. They say they're selling you a lifestyle. You know what I mean? They're selling you alpha male culture, like Andrew Tate. They're not selling you alpha male culture. They're selling you how to rinse you and take your money from you. And they're telling you how to be like them when you can't be like them. You know what I mean? Because they're scam artists and grifters. You know what I mean? You're not like that. If anything comes out of this podcast, I want to get a really good group of people in the chat. I want it to build and build and build and build. And I want it to be the type of community where we talk about everything. It's where men can be men. It's like you're down the pub. That's what I'm aspiring for this Bruvs Unite, the Saturday stream, or any other streams that come out of this with you or John or any people that come along. Build it up, make it a culture, make it a community, not like all the communities that they promised you. Like even like Comicsgate, they promised you that it was it was like a thing to fight back against the establishment, establishment comic books, DC and Marvel. But really, it's just live streams to sell you comic books. They're not selling you a lifestyle. It's not a community, really. It's not about like men being men. It's just come on, we have a laugh and you buy our comic books. That's not what I want for this. I want it to be a reflection of me as a person.
Well, I definitely think that it's important to have a 3-generation family. And that's what I would say that we're trying to...
Yeah, family culture as well. Yeah,
we're trying to augment that. I think that a lot of that has been destroyed intentionally in the past in my country and in James's country and other countries. And we have to get back to that. I know people that always say, oh, it takes a village to raise a family. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't take a village to raise a family or children. It takes family to raise children. A village is going to do bad things to your child. They're going to propagandize your child. That's where pop culture has done. Pop culture has removed the village elders and made the children listen to people who only want to sell them CDs. They want to sell them merchandise, like Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg's a great example, bro. He's not a village elder. He's somebody trying to take advantage of everybody. So, what should happen is that you should have that 3-generation family. You should have a village elder. Now, how do you know who a village elder is? Well, a village elder has stake in your success. Like he has stake in James's success. He has stake in if James had children, in James's children's success. That would be a village elder. That's how he would direct and guide James and his family and his children to have a better lifestyle and to protect themselves. And that isn't what we have now. What we have now is a village of people who raise children to be exploited 100% of the time. James, your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at if you take what we're doing now and you look at online culture and you go on any of these streaming platforms now, it's all a manipulation and a corruption. You know what I mean? I'm being genuine here. I come on here for Ray. I'm supporting Ray's channel. Do you not think, right? Yeah, I could do this on my own. I know I could, but I don't want to. I want to be here Wednesday, Saturday, supporting Ray, building Ray's platform, and then the spin-off of that for me is there's the trust and faith, and people are going to come to my channel and view my videos because I do more of the shorts. You know what I mean? This live streaming thing, if Ray wasn't here and John wasn't here, I wouldn't be doing this. I'm doing this because of the type of people that Ray and John are. You know, I've signed out. If I didn't like John, I didn't like Ray, or I didn't respect them, I wouldn't be spending 4 hours a week doing these streams. You know what I mean? Because we could all be doing other things and there's other ways to make money. I'm not seeing any money yet, and I never complain. I've never asked Ray for a penny. I've never asked John for a penny. You know what I mean? I stayed up last night, even though I fell asleep for a bit, because I wanted to show support to John's new endeavour. And you know what I mean? And I will continue to show support for John's endeavour. And if John asks me to come on his stream, I will go on his stream. You know what I mean? Because that's what friends do. That's what pals do. And that's how I see this. I'm trying to build like a culture of people that want to be friends, that want to be pals, that want to help lift each other up. You know, we all grow together, and hopefully something good's going to come out of it. You know, a decent message. We're all going to make some money. We're all going to see the benefits, not just online with the people that we associate with, but in our personal lives. We're all going to be richer for having found each other, known each other, and growing this shit.
Yeah.
Now, I've got big ambitions for this. I'm not here for the short term. I'm here for the long term. I'm not going anywhere. You've seen me. When Ray puts on a stream, I'm always here. I make sure I'm here for the streams. I'm dedicated to this. I'm always here. And so is John, but John's got other things going on as well, so he can't always be here. But he's branching out, and I think this is moving in. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring that life on the outside here and then feeding it back out the way we want it or the way we think it should be.
Or the way that it used to be. You know, it's kind of trying like to augment the lives that have been destroyed by modern technology and by the modern approach to living. Like, for example, you know, one of the biggest things, the detriment, is the fact that people get jobs all over the nation now. And so the families aren't cohesive anymore. How do you reconstruct that cohesiveness? That's one of the things that was so powerful about what Tyler Oliveira said. When he was looking at these different cultures, they operate as a unified block. You know, they do what's best for their best interest. They don't care about Trump. They don't care about our last president. They don't care about Obama. They vote for what's best for them, what's best for their children, and they keep it going. They stay cohesive. John, that's what we should be trying to get back to, right? Or what do you? Or we're always going to be at a loss.
You know what I just thought about right now, because I have scatterbrain, and I was just thinking back in the day, right? Most people were normal in real life people, and when the internet came about, and when high speed came around, and people could go online, and social media just started, you could find the people that are into your things, right? Like if you were like not a normal person that was into the normal things of your local area.
Yeah, we got it. Like
So,
if you're into
online-
magic cards or something like that, right, John?
Yeah. So like online groups formed, and you could kind of find your little niche of people, right? And now normal in real life people are the odd man out. So
Yeah.
now we have branched out into online to find
each other. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's perfect.
Isn't that kind of wild?
No, that's exactly
Yeah.
what happened. We got Blue Lotus in the chat. She said, rebuild factory towns. That's 100% true. You know, as men, we're supposed to consume hard work and pain and then make life better. That's what we do. And when
The
you
industry's dead in my country. We were talking about it. You remember you sent that tweet this week about like what was it? What's your Swedish art friend? I forget his name. I apologise.
Matthias.
The one you had on stream.
Yeah, Matthias. Adelson,
Yeah, he was doing something like Manchester, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Now Manchester used to be the hub of the Industrial Revolution, and like Sheffield was the steel, Sheffield Steel.
Yeah.
And all the industry is completely gone. Coal mining gone in Wales, completely gone. And what it does is it doesn't just take people's jobs. It destroys communities.
Right.
You go there now and there is nothing. It is dead. It is on the floor. And all you've got is white, abject poverty.
That's the truth. It destroyed the lifestyle. We see that all over America as well. We got the Rust Belt. We got all kinds of, factories that have been closed down since the 80s. I mean, there's this story about in southern southeast LA in Compton. The reason why there was a lot of black people in Compton was because at the turn of World War II, a lot of the men who fought in World War II got on the train, rode it all the way west, and it stopped in Compton. And so that's where they started their community. And then they formed gangs to protect themselves against prejudice and things of that nature. And finally, there were factories. There was a Firestone factory. There was all kinds of factories in Compton. And when men that were 18, 19, 20 started to have babies, they would get out of the gang and go get a job at the factory. Well, the last factory pulled out in like 1980 or something like that. And so they no longer had an out. They couldn't get out of the gangs anymore. John, what are your thoughts on that? Economically stranded.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. My grandfather used to have a business out there. I don't know if it was in Compton, but it was in that vicinity. It was a knitting factory. They did like jackets and stuff for like the colleges.
Yeah.
Pretty successful business at the time, but when he got older, he sold it off. But yeah, I think, and it was probably right around that time, like early 80s. Everything is getting outsourced. So all these towns, there's no jobs in a lot of them. Nothing, real and tangible. Like unless you're a lawyer, a doctor, something like that. There's no good paying jobs.
Well, even
the
now,
manufacturing was it.
Even doctors and lawyers are going to be replaced soon by AI. But
it's going to happen.
In the 70s, when Nixon opened the door to China, they basically were going to put the factories in China and make factory owners rich. At the expense of the American middle class. And then they took that blueprint and they did that with every other Western nation in order to export all of their factories overseas and make it have a hard time with it. We just got another super chat here. Let me read this real quick. I have to go to the page and see what the hell.
The chat's acting really weird.
Yeah, the chat is crazy. We got David P. He said, sent you a DM on X about the national debt for you to check on your own time. James has good genes. James, you got good genes, buddy.
Man.
They're
sounds kind of racist.
Yeah, it sounds kind of racist.
I think Ministry of Dude is sabotaging us. They probably got Paul at YouTube. They got put Johnny Rocket, mate. He's the brains of the operation, isn't he? So Johnny Rocket's got some pull at YouTube, isn't he? He's trying to bring us down, mate. He just can't deal with it. You know what I mean? He just can't deal with it.
Well, because he's made a fortune off that Maniac comic book over there, so he's doing all right. That Johnny Rocket, but
yeah, I know. But this is the thing, right? I'm not Vito, mate, and I'm not Eric July. I'm totally different gravy, mate. I'm like South London strong, mate. I tell you, I will run through these people like a dose of salts, mate. I tell you.
Yeah, let's fucking go. We got Nicodemus the Great in the chat. We're getting the chat sporadically, guys. I can't really see them. They come through. They don't come through. I'm getting every once in a while. So I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I know
this is the black man trying to keep me down.
Yeah.
The black man is trying to keep me down.
Yeah, he says my hometown here in West Virginia is trying to switch to tourism to help bring business. The county next to mine reopened the old cabinet factory as a plastic bag container factory. That's terrible. Cabinetry is incredible. What I was going to say about that is that, Vegas is suffering from tourism. Hawaii is suffering with their tourism. Miami is suffering. Why would Why would they want West Virginia want to do tourism? Bring the factories back. What were you going to say, John?
Tourism brings a lot of money to the landowners. If you don't already own land that can be rented out for a business, you're not making money. It's a bunch of service jobs. Like, do you want to be a waiter for the rest of your life? That's what making your economy tourism.
Facts.
Does.
I lived in Hawaii for 2 years. I actually had to get a job working in Sorrento, the top of the Ilikai Hotel, as a server and then a waiter until the gay chef hit on me too much and I had to bounce out of there. But that was the only jobs that were there. You were either really wealthy, you owned land, which was the minority, or you were the impoverished guy that was just happy to, have this subservient job working at a hotel or as a waiter for your entire life. People over there in Hawaii even have little personal gigs where they wash windows, bro. Like, it's such a crazy thing over there. But of course, it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But that's how it is. You know what I'm saying, John?
Yeah, I mean, I love Miami. It's my hometown. It's great. The nightlife is great. The women are great. It's fucking hard. Unless you're rich, it's hard to live here.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
And
Those
I'm not
women
rich,
have got
so.
asses that can block out the sun, haven't they, in Miami? I've seen them. I follow this thing on YouTube. It's like street modeling or whatever it's called, right? And you got these women that have got like asses that can literally block out the sun.
Yeah, they got, bro, in Miami.
They block out the sun. They don't block out the heat, though.
Yeah, they got some lookers over there. So Nacho, but going back to what Nacho said earlier about West Virginia, there's also that, what was that in South Carolina where they had those big floods to get the people out of there so they could mine the rare earth minerals. They still haven't built back, the Carolinas yet. They haven't built back Maui yet. They haven't built back the Pacific Palisades. And John, I don't know if you saw this, but they just passed a law in California where the California state can buy those places, in order to make it low-income housing. So they're taking those Pacific Palisades houses that were worth millions of dollars, bro, millions of dollars, and they're going to build
for poor housing, for poor people.
They're going to build low-income housing there. That's right. Like,
the Palisades thing is
skyscrapers.
weird to me, to be honest. Because that was a very rich neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that got burnt out there. And I'm shocked that the people who own those homes don't just want to keep it and rebuild it.
They can't anymore.
They have the money to do it.
No, they can't.
Was it compulsory purchase?
The state of California is making it compulsory purchase. But the reason why they can't do it, John, is because there's two reasons. Number one, they're not giving them permits to rebuild. There's like only one house out of all of them that's actually rebuilding. The number two thing is that they're making them update the foundations and everything like that. It's going to cost them like $2 to $3 million just to pour new foundations. They have to put these huge caissons that are like these.
And insurance isn't going to cover all that stuff?
Insurance doesn't cover it. No, insurance isn't going to cover it.
That's some bullshit.
So
California is fucked.
Hasn't they got a corrupt black woman? Is that the one with the corrupt black woman with short hair? What's her name?
Yeah, she's the mayor or whatever. Yeah, she was over in Uganda when the fire happened or whatever. But they're doing this on purpose.
Still.
Also, I want to bring this up before I hand it back to you, James. Is that Gavin Newsom was over in Georgia, trying to kiss black people's asses, and he told them that he was stupid, just like them. What I think he's trying to do is get more low-income housing people to come move to California to fill these high rises that he's going to build up. What do you think about that, James?
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? Right? I remember in the 70s, right? 70s was all high rises, right? If you lived in London or South London, North London, East London, they all built up. And then they looked like an eyesore, so they all knocked them down. Yeah. But when you have a certain like land mass and then you suddenly flood it with migrants and illegal migrants, you only have one option to build up. So you're going to have to knock down all those beautiful luxury houses and you're going to have to build up. And what that's going to do, it's going to turn a lovely area that was expensive and attracted a certain type of people. It's just going to turn it into a ghetto. Well, it's going to become a dump. It's going to become a dump. So you said that when I think of the Pacific Palisades, I think of shit like fucking Glamour.
It is.
Fucking Baywatch. I think of Baywatch, like beaches. I think of like hot women on roller skates, as an outsider looking in. But what you're going to get, right, it is going to be ghettoized.
It is.
It is going to be like druggies, gangsters, thieves, everything's going to come to that area. The filth of the world will come to that area.
And the whole reason they're doing it is so that they can build these high-rise, low-income housing. They can charge the maximum amount of rent, and then the government will pay that rent for these people. That is the whole game plan. And then
there'll be drug dens. You do know there'll be drug dens.
Well,
there'll be drug dens.
Of course. And then the people who own the buildings will get incredibly wealthy. Incredibly wealthy. Now, we got Nacho again. He said something else. He said his state is in trouble. There are coal mines shutting down. There's a lot of the economy going down with it. Unfortunately, they're trying to build server farms, solar panel farms, and windmills. Bro, that's exactly what they're doing. They're trying to build those large AI data centers. Then they want to, harvest the lithium and the cobalt and the rare earth minerals. At the same time, though, they don't want you to use coal anymore. How crazy is that? They have these AI data centers that they want to hook back up to, those big, what are they? The nuclear power plants. They want to bring that back, but they don't want you to use coal. It's insane, people. It's really crazy what's going on.
Yeah, we're getting hit. We're getting hit in this country by net zero. And what I mean by that, we've got a guy called Ed Miliband who's absolutely obsessed with net zero. And what he's doing is he's making it so you can't pass your farm on to the next generation.
Yeah, I saw that.
By making the tax so high. So what will happen? There'll be a compulsory purchase order, and they'll just turn it into wind farms and wind turbines, and that's what they're doing. So all the family farms and farming in our country is going. They want to turn it into like one big industrial farm.
Yeah,
mass produce shit. So all the family farms that were legacy and you could pass on, they're making the tax threshold crippling tax threshold, so you can't pass it on to your family.
Yeah,
and that's what they're doing, and we're getting hit by that. The bills are going through the bills go up every month.
Yeah,
you never get a bill that doesn't go up. So over a 12-month period, right, your bill will go up every month, and they're saying we're doing this for you. Net zero is going to bring your bills down, but the bills are going through the roof.
Yeah. It's wild. And then you have these people like Kash Patel flying in his private jet by the FBI to go party in the locker room with the U.S. Olympic team. It's so hypocritical. It's enraging.
And they let China, the biggest polluter on earth, they do nothing, and we do. And we're like, Osama's like, we've got to do business with China, so I'll go over to China and kiss the ring, and we'll be subservient to the Chinese. You know what I mean? We've got to do business with Europe, which is a dead continent. All the countries are dead. You know what I mean? It's a dead continent, including England. It's like fucking.
What do you think?
And it's like we won't do business with America. We can't do business with America because it's on Trump's terms.
Well,
but like if Gavin Newsom comes in, suddenly we'll do business with America.
Yeah, it's garbage. It's garbage. It's like what they're doing in California is like a microcosm. California has the best agricultural land in all of America, and they're like shutting it all down, forcing a change. Now, John, what do you think that change is? Why are they doing this all over the world? What do they want to bring in? What do they want to change it to? Do they just want to enslave everybody? Like what's the game plan? What are your thoughts? I mean, of course, I always have to think about this.
Well, California, the problem is the cities take up the water and then vote to not let the farmers use the water. That's the big issue.
Well, what about AI data centers, though? I mean, like now AI data centers are competing for more water than farms would get, or more water than cities would get. And like,
I don't think that California is going to be fighting for those AI data centers because of Gavin Newsom's strict regulations against them. So I think they're all going to be moving out.
No, hell no, bro. There's regulations against all kinds of the data centers throughout all of the United States. Like Elon Musk has some data centers in Tennessee, for example, in Memphis. Okay, there are strict regulations about methane turbines. He just doesn't care. He put them up. He has none of the permits for them. He's ejecting all of this methane into the atmosphere. He doesn't even care. It runs these huge turbines. The turbines are huge, bro. They got like 12 or 15 of these giant turbines outside of this AI data center that's pumping the energy into the data center. So what I'm saying is that there's no recourse. There's no voting. You can't stop it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
With California, they're actually regulating the AI itself, which is why a lot of the companies are moving out.
Okay.
I don't think that California will be the center of AI data centers just because, California is putting in a lot of safety restrictions, which I don't think there's any safety from this. I really don't. Like
Okay.
the AI, I recently just saw today, something like 95% of the time AIs are launching nukes in simulations and not backing down.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. Also,
They put them into like some simulation where there's like global conflict and the AI has to decide what to do.
yeah, they do the
and
war
the AIs
games.
are saying, nope, we're nuking. Fuck it, launch.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's crazy.
The AIs are crazy. And what they're forcing down our throat is this AI slop. Now, here I have an idea about this, John. I want to get your take on it. Okay,
Sure.
so the AI slop is going to last for maybe like 1 year. Okay, everybody's going to be like, oh, how cute! We can make this girl in a bikini. We can put, I can make John's profile pic look like Studio Ghibli, Porco Rosso, or something like that. Okay, after that shine wears off, they're going to have to make. They're going to bring in the complete tyranny of this global surveillance system. You're going to have to retina scan to get on the internet, thumbprint to get on the internet. You're going to have to link that all up with your phone number, your bank account, so that if you get out of line, they're going to like fucking demonetize your entire life. What do you think about that, John?
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's definitely going to happen. Palantir's out there. There's a guy who actually used AI to code his own global surveillance system using all available public cameras and flight and satellite data, and he basically made Palantir on his own. He blew up on X. I saw he made a video. I don't know. I saw it on X, I think, the link to it, and it's wild what he did. And that's just with openly available stuff. So what Palantir's already doing is going to be infinitely more insane. I mean, you've seen that with Wi-Fi, they can actually map out every object in your house now, right?
Yeah,
Have you seen
yeah.
that? Yeah, using the data that comes from how your Wi-Fi bounces around. It's kind of wild. Yeah, they're setting up this stuff in semi-secret so that when people catch on to what's really happening, it's too late. It's already in place.
Well,
And there's nothing we can do about
it feels like that they're, pushing us into this corner that we're not going to be able to get out of. They're like eroding the industries, eroding what you can do for work, eroding where you can get your food, in order to force us down a path that we don't want to go. Do you think that's
Well,
going to...
yeah, Bill Gates has got authorization now to spray mRNA over his crops.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, so I mean, Bill Gates is now the largest landowner in the United States.
I knew he was the largest farm owner
yeah.
in the United States. Yeah. And
Yeah, now he got authorized to spray mRNA all over his crops, and now they're pushing for glyphosate again.
yes.
And the what's it called? Roundup.
Yes.
Is not only legal, but they're promoting it and saying we need more of it.
That's right. And didn't Trump just pass something like to fund it or
Yes.
something like that? Because
Yes.
glyphosate and Roundup are precursors to, what is it, rocket fuel or something that he's trying to make. He says it's like being
that.
protected under like some national security act.
Yeah, so now they're gonna spray it all over our crops again. It's like Robert F. Kennedy, the defeated look on his face.
Bro, that guy's a
at the
clown,
fucking-
man. That guy's a clown. Yeah, Robert.
He just looks so defeated and sad, and like it's just pathetic. Everything he said he was gonna do, Trump has just like squashed him completely like a bug.
Yeah, but he's tapped out, isn't he?
Yeah, he
You gotta
has.
admit, Trump has tapped out, man. He didn't come into the game right. When you come into the game right, you come into it with piss and vinegar. It's your second term. It's your fucking revenge tour.
Yeah, revenge.
You're gonna put everyone in. You're gonna put everyone in their place. And all he did was sign a bunch of executive orders and start a few wars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What the fuck? What the fuck has this guy done? And I've got to ask, how comes Bill Gates, right? Why isn't his feet to the fire with the Epstein files?
Exactly.
How comes you're still letting this guy, right, go around, do his business, man. You've got him by the balls. He's done. It's over.
Right.
You know, in our country, Prince Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, done, finished. Lord Peter Mandelson, Mandy, done, finished. We're taking care of our nonsense. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you doing in your? It's like, why ain't you fucking taking care of your people?
We're not taking care of them.
Out.
Yeah, we got all the proof in the
You're
world.
not like Gates should be gone.
Yeah.
Right, Gates gone.
Well, and everything,
Clinton,
Clinton
and
how
Hillary
are we
Clinton
allowing
gone.
him to be alive still?
Well, that's a good
He
point.
should be executed for treason and child stuff.
Well,
you know,
and also Gates went on record saying that over in India, was basically a test bed for all his new chemicals and vaccines and stuff. He brought out that, I don't know if you heard, he brought out that polio vaccine, and he administered it in India. Well, he said he eradicated polio, but it was never there. But he caused over 500,000 kids to be paralyzed after they got the vaccine.
it's just like DynCorp with the HPV vaccine. Do you remember that story?
Yeah.
In Africa, where they sterilized like millions of little girls.
Yep.
With that HPV vaccine.
Right.
Bill Gates also had the whole Zika thing with the bugs.
Oh yeah.
Where he was
with the mosquitoes.
He made these predator mosquitoes.
That's
that
right.
Would hunt out. They did this in Brazil in the rainforest, apparently.
Well,
Bill Gates is just a crime against humanity.
Well, no. Did you also
Everything
know
he
that
does.
Bill Gates dumped a whole bunch of genetically engineered mosquitoes in Florida?
I didn't know.
Yeah,
in
he
Florida,
did it in
no.
Florida as well. Yeah, we got
God.
Marcel the Mango. He said, "What the fuck? They're bringing Roundup back." Yeah, they're bringing it back, bro. It was funny because I just heard this big study about how it causes cancer. I go to Lowe's over there, like next to Home Depot, and they got a whole pallet of it out. And I'm like, what the hell is this all about? You know?
Well, it
But did you
causes
see his
cancer. It's a known
ex-wife's
endocrine disruptor. It's all bad.
Yeah.
Like,
Totally bad. What were you saying, James?
Did you see Bill Gates' ex-wife's face? If you want to know what a monster Bill Gates is, just look at the contempt his ex-wife has for him.
Yeah, she don't
know
like
what I
him.
mean?
She don't like him. But
Well,
she
he
liked
tried
that
You know
to
what I
money.
mean? And
fucking-
she would know.
She liked
She
that
would
money though.
fucking know.
he tried to drug her with an antibiotic. Did you hear about that in the Epstein files?
Yeah.
Because he was pretty sure he gave her some kind of
Gonorrhea or
STD.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've let this Revenge of the Nerds fucking geek
That's what I'm saying.
take over
Revenge of the
our
Nerds.
take over our farming and being some kind of expert in vaccines.
Yeah,
you know, where he tells the government what to do. I mean, this fucking guy is an absolute cancer.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't, he should be hauled over the coals for COVID.
Yes.
And then the Epstein stuff. I mean, this should be nails in coffins.
Bro,
I don't understand.
I'm getting all
how he
worked
can
up.
still walk around and do this shit. Who is allowing him to just go around and still be a normal human being and live his everyday life?
Well,
He should be
every single
locked up and
president
throw away the
ever.
key.
I'll tell you right now who it is. You know, he should have been arrested for Windows, for what he did with Windows, but for securities fraud, really. But his father was a Rockefeller buddy. He was Rockefeller's
I didn't know
lawyer.
that.
Yeah, if you go back, he was Rockefeller's counsel, his senior counsel, his law counsel. So that's where it all comes from, bro. It all ties in with that. And I know that, like, you know, it gets tiresome to say secret societies. Maybe you can just say elite societies. Maybe that's a better way to put it. But, you
They've all
know,
got pull, ain't they? They've all got pull.
yeah.
It's like, you know, it's like when you like fucking remember when the Kennedy, he had that car crash, didn't he, where he killed that Mary Jo Kopechnik, right?
Yeah.
He fucking kills this bird, right? Nothing to see here. I was home, you know, I wasn't there.
I wasn't
you know
there.
What I mean? Teddy Kennedy with Mary Jo Kopechnik,
Yeah.
man. If you're a big family, if you've got connections, you could literally walk up to me and blow my brains out in the street and nothing will happen to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're connected, it's like, you know what they'll do? This is what I said to you the other day, like in Croydon. They'll scan someone else's face on there. You know what I mean? It's like there'll be an elite, right? There'll be an elite that commits a crime in Croydon, South London, right? And then I'll be walking by at the same time, and they'll swap our faces and scan my face on there. That's what they'll fucking do.
Well, that's
I didn't fucking do it, mate.
Well, that's funny because that's what they're going to do with this this AI monitoring system. I mean, you saw it in that Tom Cruise movie, his last Tom Cruise movie. The big bad guy was this AI system that could swap faces and make anybody look like they were doing the crime to conceal other people. That's what they're going to do. We got Max Clammer in the chat. He says RFK immediately snorting lines of cocaine off a toilet seat to cope. Yeah, that's what he's doing. This guy's just back in the back. They all snort coke, man. Did you see that?
Yeah, I want to see the Marilyn Monroe files. That's the files I want to fucking see, mate. You know what I mean? I want to know what happened there, mate.
Yeah.
You had
You and me
Sam
both,
Giancana. You had Sam Giancana. You had fucking Kennedy. They were all giving her a threesome, and then she ended up dead or something. I don't fucking know, man.
Yeah, so this is what I'm thinking, like what happened, right? So back in the day, like you had probably 90% of high trust society. Maybe you had 10% mobsters. Well, as that time has grown, we have maybe like, I don't know, what would you say, like 60% normal people, 40% mobsters. You got this, this black market currency, this red economy or black economy, they want to call it. That is the trafficking of people, the illegal kidneys harvesting, the drugs, the arms dealership. But you still have to have that other economy on top of it, the real economy, the green economy. At some point, though, they're going to, infest it so much that it's just going to erode and collapse, and it'll collapse both economies. And then that's what's going to happen. No more Marilyn Monroe. No more nice Vegas. No more, at least these guys, the mobsters back in the day, they used to on Sundays go and eat good Italian meals. Now we got all the bad guys, they're eating jerky. Who the hell knows what jerky is, James? You know what I'm saying?
But who are the real gangsters now, right? It's weird, isn't it? The gangsters are not the gangsters no more. If you go to New York, the Italians don't have any play no more. You know what I mean? They've been run out of town. It's over for them. You know what I mean? If you go to London or you go to New York now, it's run by Albanians. And Albanians are the sickest and toughest people in the world. I was talking to this with Oggy, right? These people are like fucking war criminals, sex traffickers. There is no crime that they won't commit. There is no line that they won't cross.
Yeah.
But even they will bow down to certain people, like the higher ups, the fucking elites.
That's right. Well,
I mean, they run the game, and they play by their own rules that you and I can't even comprehend.
Yeah.
If we ever got mixed up in it, we'd be fucked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All my bravado would go out the window in 5 minutes.
And we don't even know for sure what the gangs were like back then, because we have it only from movies and only from like other people that do history channels or whatever, and that's all bullshit. We got Marcel.
There's actually a lot of mobster channels now.
Yeah, they're all
like
fake,
on YouTube.
bro. Yeah, who knows
No,
what they're saying?
well,
They're
like
all
actual
informants for a
mobsters.
start off. They're all government informants.
That's what
It's
I'm saying.
We're the hardest people in the world, right? We're tough as nails, right? But as soon as there was a 20-year stretch facing us, we grasped up all our mates, right? No, I mean, it's like fucking hell.
Yeah. We got Marcel in the chat. He says, what Tom Cruise movie was that? Well, that was the last Mission Impossible. I think it was like a doubleheader. The 7A and 7B movie. The AI was the bad guy. How lame is that? He says, Albanians are wild. Mr. Jiki says, is the chat finally working? Yeah, I'm starting to get a few chats through. So, I always like having the chat involved in what we're talking about.
I told you, those Ministry of Do guys fucked us.
No.
They realised that this was going to be such a great stream.
Yeah.
Everyone was going to be on their top game.
Yeah.
And they grasped us up to the YouTube police or whatever.
Well, we're going to have to jump in their chat and fuck their shit up here in a little bit. Ministry of the Dude comes on at 5:00. Over there.
Bruv them. Everyone go in there and just bruv them.
Yeah, just
bruv.
Throw the bruvs up in Ministry of the Dude chat, starting in about 10 minutes. But no, I think that's what's happened. What's his name? Nacho. He says Marilyn Monroe saw something she wasn't supposed to see. That's a possibility. Also,
Kennedy's dick.
She could be like one of those MK Ultra people that her programming broke down. And she just started going crazy. Who knows? It
was that thing where she did, "Happy birthday, Mr. President." He was like, she's going to have to go after that, isn't she? She's going to have to fucking go.
No, one of the final things I wanted to bring up, and I wanted to get your take on this, guys, James, is everybody's starting to turn against LeBron James now in the NBA. Have you guys seen this? Shaq came out, did a whole big thing talking about
Shaq doesn't like LeBron anymore. Shaq mad.
Yeah.
I don't think Shaq ever liked LeBron, to be fair.
Well, I know, but he never came out and talked about it. And now all of a sudden, all these people, you got Tracy McGrady, you got other people that are coming out really kind of saying how LeBron ruined the league, bro. It's a soft league. He's a stat patter. He's a flopper.
Well, he also,
he's a flop,
he started the whole team up, collude with other players to
Yeah.
team up, and
Yeah. Well, you would know from
It's just-
Miami, wouldn't you?
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a team
I hate
jumper.
LeBron.
Yeah, he's a team
Yeah.
jumper.
He flops. He like fakes injuries just to get calls. Yeah, it's horrible. Between him and Steph Curry, and actually, I think the whole 3-point thing started with the Celtics, like in the mid 2000s when they had Paul Pierce back in the day. But yeah, like everything is a 3-point shot. That's it. It's just like keep passing the ball until you find an open three.
Well, they brought up a very
so boring.
Shaq brought up a very good point. He says in 2002, 2003, they brought up this new rule that you can't really touch the other person. You can't play defense. So that got rid of defense altogether. Shaq said that, I don't know if you guys remember, but when he played, there was hack-a-Shaq. And what that meant was they would like foul him.
Yeah, at the end of the game, they would foul him because they knew they couldn't hit the free throws. I remember that.
Because he couldn't hit the free throws. So they would literally just beat the shit out of him. But he said if he lived in today's age, he would be making 60 points a game easy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well,
go watch
the videos. Shaq versus Rodman, Lakers versus Bulls.
Oh, yeah.
That was a fucking war. That was a war. Because Dennis Rodman was the worm. He was the main antagonist. You know what I mean? He was the enforcer. He was the goon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he wasn't the biggest, like, muscular.
He worked his
Shaq was a
ass
big
off.
fucking dude. But he was fucking in there grinding, doing the dirty work that Jordan, Pippen, Kukoc wouldn't do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the second three-peat.
Well,
But
yeah.
you have to understand, right? I don't know where you originate from or where John originates from, but I originate from Croydon, South London. So my team that I support is Crystal Palace. Now, if I was a professional sportsman, right, my dream and my ambition would be to play for Crystal Palace. Now, the only way you could get me not to play for Crystal Palace would be if the manager or the ownership wanted to sell me and I had to go somewhere else to earn a living. He's a Cleveland man, right? But he ditched Cleveland when Cleveland no longer had the potential to win championship. And that makes you a traitor and disloyal.
Well,
and another thing, he knows his son Bronny is shit. Right? He knows his son Bronny is shit. Bronny's even shit in the G League. I've seen it. He's shit, right? But he used nepotism to bring Bronny to the Lakers. Yeah. Now the Lakers are the gold standard.
They're supposed to be.
The team that everyone knows around the world, right?
Yeah.
Bronny should not be playing for the Lakers.
Yeah.
He's out there, and the only reason he's there is because of his dad. And people lose respect. And like John said, he's a flop. He's soft. He's a soft guy who bitches, complains, and moans.
Yeah, no, he's 100% right.
He's an embarrassment to the black community. They know he is.
Yeah, what are your thoughts,
he's got
John?
a Diddy tattoo on him, so that should tell you everything you need to know.
Oh yeah, he's a big Diddy guy.
He has a tattoo.
Yeah, baby oil guy.
Like a Diddy party.
Baby oil.
He wore a French maid outfit to a Diddy party. That should tell you everything you need to know. I've always been a Lakers fan because my dad's Cuban, so he didn't really care about other than baseball, he didn't care about the American sports. But so I watched sports with my grandfather. I always rooted for the Lakers when it came to basketball. Grew up watching Magic and stuff, and then Kobe as an adult. And after Kobe, it's like the NBA got soft and shitty, and I stopped caring.
It's like what Max Clymer said. They got rid of hand checking in around 2002, 2003. That was really defensive. So crazy.
Well, they got rid of
another thing he doesn't
touching,
like?
Really. What's that?
Another thing he doesn't like? The best player at the Lakers is Luka Doncic.
Yeah, he does.
Luka Doncic is white.
Well, so
LeBron can't handle being a black man, right? And he's not even the best player on his team anymore.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic. It doesn't matter what age you can have prime LeBron. Take prime LeBron, right? Or take over the hill 40-year-old LeBron. Luka Doncic would always be a better player than him. Like take Nikola Jokic at the Denver Nuggets. He's a better player than LeBron James.
Yeah.
It's so funny how black people.
Go ahead.
Go on, John.
No, go ahead.
Go on, John. No, you.
I was going to say
John.
even when LeBron was on the Heat, right, and he was supposed to be the alpha dog in the Heat, and he wasn't. It was Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, it was Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade was the fucking leader of the team.
Yeah.
Even though Dwayne Wade said, "Nope, this is LeBron's team now." When it came time to go to the championship, Wade was the one scoring all the points.
Yeah, he
LeBron
carried
had a fourth quarter where he was scoreless in one of those championships.
Yeah, it was crazy. We got Marcel out in the chat. He says he hasn't watched basketball since the 90s. And then Max says, you haven't missed anything. I agree with that, bro. It's been like rough. I think the last really good team was the Celtics, right? With Paul Pierce and those guys that
Yeah, well,
didn't.
look who's winning
That was the late
championships now.
2000s, but yeah.
Yeah, late 2000s.
Look who's winning championships now. Oklahoma City Thunder. You know what I mean? Oklahoma City Thunder couldn't win a championship
Bro.
when they had had Durant and Westbrook.
Yeah.
They had Durant and Westbrook.
Westbrook,
and they
and
couldn't win a
Harden.
championship.
Yeah.
And Harden.
Yeah.
Bro,
They won a championship basically on the back of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Did you-
Because he's like a generational player.
Yeah, did you guys see that LaMelo Ball slow motion video about how he looked all gay playing with some other guy on the court? That looks so bad. The
I didn't see that.
NBA looks so soft now. Yeah, I'll have to pull it up maybe next time.
Well,
when
what
we're-
is the
we're up.
sport now? Because they say like America's pastime is baseball, right? But baseball's not as big as American football.
No.
Where does
No,
the NBA
it hasn't for a
fit-
long time.
Where does the NBA fit into it? Obviously, hockey's full. Right?
NBA,
Hockey's full.
yeah, NBA is number 2 at least, bro. NBA's up
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, NBA's
But
up
it's,
there.
it's more for the culture around it, isn't it? Because if you have an 80-game season or whatever, most of the games are boring as fuck. It doesn't heat up until the playoffs.
Right.
That's when it gets a bit tasty, isn't it? They coast through the season, don't they?
Well-
It's like baseball. They coast through the season and it doesn't heat up until the playoffs. And then Shohei Ohtani just takes over and wins championships.
Well, there used to be rivalries that you'd want to watch, but those are gone now. There's no more rivalries. You know, there used to be like the Bulls Pistons, like John talked about. You know, that would be a big rivalry. Or you would have
Yeah.
like
The Lakers and the Celtics.
yeah, or you know, the
biggest of all time.
Dodgers and the Yankees. You know, that was another big rivalry. But all of that's gone now. You know, all the sports are gone. You know, ever since like gambling, especially when gambling came in, everything seems so fake, so staged, so rigged that like it's really hard to wrap your mind around it. What are your thoughts, John?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I think at least with football, fantasy football blew up kind of for a while,
Yeah, that was fun
And
at
it gave-
first.
and it gave people a reason to watch games that they otherwise wouldn't care about. But yeah, I think once gambling became widespread, I've noticed it. People are less into sports.
Yeah.
They don't care as much anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a direct correlation with gambling, but I would say it definitely happened with the expansion of the gambling.
No, it's with the gambling. Gambling.
I don't know why that would be a correlation though.
Well-
It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, it's because
Saturation. I think it's
yeah,
saturation.
Saturation.
If you
yeah.
if you think about it, right, you know, how many games of baseball? What is it, like over 100?
yeah.
Like in the regular season?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a
Fucking
lot.
In basketball, it's like 80.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hockey
In my
is 80
country,
something
football,
also.
it's like 36, 38, 46. You know what I mean? You've got a saturation, haven't you? And because we've got so many channels now, we can watch every single fucking game.
Right.
No one really goes to watch it live anymore. We just sit in our houses.
Yeah.
And it's like cinema's dead, isn't it? No one goes to the cinema
No.
anymore. We all wait for it to come on Netflix or whatever streaming platform, Disney, whatever you watch it on. We wait and we watch it at home because, like, if you go to the cinema, it costs you like £100, $100 just to watch one movie when you can pay like £10 a month and watch all the movies you like.
Yeah, and there's no more emotional investment, James. You're exactly right. You don't pull for your local team anymore. You don't pull for your local movie franchise. It feels like everything's been sold out. Everything's transactional. And then with the addition of gambling, gambling I heard like is like what was it? Something like 5 or 6 times bigger the revenue that goes through gambling than the entire sport itself. So the gambling portion of it is far more lucrative than the actual sport itself. And with that, how can it survive? It can't survive.
Is it legalized across all states now? Are you legalized gambling?
Yeah, pretty much.
Across
Yeah.
all states?
Yeah.
Yeah, see? It's like you take it away. Like what
sports
used to
book,
be
yeah.
under the table, what used to be mafia, what used to be under the table. You can go to Vegas now, can't you, and drop 25 grand on a fucking flight or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like,
You don't even have to do that. You can pull up your app and then drop 25
Yeah.
grand. Like the most fun I ever had with gambling was watching Mersh gamble on women's tennis, bro. That was watching him he was rooting for this random woman and then getting all mad and losing it and all that. And that was hilarious. But
he's a unique personality, I tell you. Of like, I'm not like, like, I think the three of us wake up in the morning, right, and we look in the mirror, and some people say, who would they want to be if they could be anyone else in the world? I wake up every day and say, I'm very happy being James Grabman. I'm sure you're very happy being Ray, very happy being John. But like Mersh is such a unique personality. I get real enjoyment of watching him stream, watching idiots and the chat responding to him.
Yeah.
And he's on top form right now with the Rouse stuff and the Scarlet stuff. It cracks me up, mate.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that he's making serious money. People
Yeah,
are
I'm happy
dropping
about
like
it.
someone dropped it. He made $1,000 super chat, right?
Yeah.
He made a $500 super chat. And I'm like, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a really top bloke, and I'm really glad
Yeah.
that he's seeing like good success.
Yeah, me too, bro. Yeah, he deserves it. We're about to wrap up here in a second, guys. So get your last thoughts together. You guys, everybody in the chat, thanks for coming by. I sure appreciate it. Everybody who I can see, like Max Clammer, we got Marcel, we got Nacho out there, and also the people who I can't see because YouTube's doing their stupid thing with their chat or whatever. Really appreciate you guys. I appreciate Mary's Punch, and I appreciate Johnny Rocket for talking trash, sending 2 super chats via Ko-Fi. I appreciate that. Had a great time.
Johnny Rocket, Jabai,
Yeah,
all the alter egos.
That's right. Shout out to Scribe Comics. Thanks for popping by. He's just saying, yo, what's up, everybody? And after this, go watch Ministry of the Dude on their YouTube.
I
And
saw a tweet of his today. He was talking about Green Lantern, I think.
yeah. And then
Talking about Ethan Van Sciver and Green Lantern. And then everyone was going, no, it's Ivan Rice. Ivan Rice. Ethan sucks. It's Ivan Rice.
yeah,
I
and
was
then
like, mate,
we got
just put some respect.
yeah.
Everyone you don't have to like Ethan, right?
Yeah,
You don't have to respect Ethan, right? But he is synonymous with Green Lantern and the Flash.
facts.
So just say, right, even if you hate him, right, and I know there's many people that do, just say he did a good job with Green Lantern Rebirth and Flash Rebirth.
Facts. Also, thanks to Monk Fruit out there. Shout out to you. Professor Grass, 100%. Good to see you out there, bro. Hope you're having a great day. Shout out to you. Pat, shout out to you. We got Mr. Jiki. Shout out to you. He says H1B1s broke YouTube. I think they did. So let's fucking go. Everybody go watch me.
X chat is a night. If you know, like X and X is nightmare, mate. X and X chat.
Yeah, it's all,
Fucking
bro. It's all,
constantly broken.
yeah, it's all messed up. But everybody go watch Ministry of the Dude. Drop Bruvs in their chat to make them mad, and then watch Nightwave Radio later on. John, final thoughts. Where can they find you?
Final thoughts. I think somehow we got to get past this political divide. I think that's the biggest thing we talked about today. And I think it's, you know, I have friends all over the political spectrum. I personally don't. I care about who you are as a person, even if you're a fucking commie and I hate your ideology. It doesn't matter. It matters as the person. You have to build community with people, you know, and yeah, we just got to figure out a way to get past all this divide because really the people in power are just laughing at us, fighting against each other, keeping us divided so that we don't fight them. And that's really what it boils down to. As always, you can find me here every Wednesday on Bruvs Unite. Hopefully one day I'll be able to make a Saturday show, but, you know, work sucks.
Yeah.
And Third Rail Politics on both YouTube and Rumble. I'll be streaming at least once a week, probably twice a week, whenever I can fit one in. I prefer if you guys follow on Rumble just because I can be fully uncensored there. So I'm going to have some Rumble exclusives and some shows where maybe I start out on both and then just go straight to Rumble after things get a little too spicy. So, yeah, find me there.
Third Rail Politics. That's THIRD Rail Politics on YouTube and on Rumble. And follow John on X at Third Rail, which is with a 3RD Rail Politics on X.
Podcast.
Oh, Third Rail.
X.
Yeah, on X. So follow him over there on X. Yeah, John likes to make it confusing, you know, if you guys don't know that.
He's not on the John, mate. On the John makes it difficult, I tell you.
Yeah, he's got them zeros. We got Mr. Jiki. He says he's in a Twitter timeout, bro. I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Jiki. H1B's got mad about spouting facts and might get banned from YouTube. Bro, don't do it. Make a new account, come back. Monk says he's listening to this while he's delivering in Central Indiana. Well, shout out to you, bro. I served a little bit of time in Indiana myself, in Terre Haute, Indiana, over at Rose Holman. So that was my time in Indiana. Carrie C says, there's more of us, never forget. Shout out to you, Carrie. Mr. Jiki says, yep, trying to appeal the tactic I heard on Dick's show bonus episode. Yeah, let's get it. Mr. Jiki, appeal. Come back. We need you on X. James, final thoughts, and where can people find you?
Listen to John and Ray. Support John and Ray. Don't listen to me because I'm an idiot, but support me because I'm entertaining. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say.
Fantastic.
And you can find me I'm usually like James Domenico Grabham 81 or James Domenico Grabham. So go follow me there. I do mildly entertaining videos. You know.
Follow
What else
James.
you gotta do?
That's right. Follow James.
Extremely entertaining videos.
Yeah, they're good and they're short. So follow James Domenico Grabham on YouTube and follow James Domenico Grabham on X. You know, I think you guys all made very good points today.
I hate the Ministry of Dude.
Yeah.
Hate them.
Yeah.
Hate them all.
Drop Bruvs in the Ministry of Dudes chat. Let them know that we sent you guys over there. They're live right now. I would rate them if I could, but I don't know how to do that on YouTube. We'll have to figure that out. Shout out to all you guys in the chat, everybody listening. Hope you have a fantastic hump day, and we'll see you next time. Knuckles, we're getting out of here, people.